Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you some more of the BSL 15 Asian Championships. This again is game number 2 of the best of 3 in the loser bracket finals. ZhanHun, our favorite of the tournament now that Mihu has been knocked out, in the top left, leading 1-0 against XiaoShuai in the bottom right. That first game, a little bit odd, right? Like, we've seen a lot of aggression out of the Chinese scene as a whole, but of course, ZhanHun has shown us quite a bit of cheesiness against Zerg, and quite a bit of aggression out of XiaoShuai as well. So, kind of an interesting one, where ZhanHun, like, it felt like he wasn't scouting much in the early game, and then he just kind of mass up Zealots. That +1 speed timing with more Zealots than expected seemed to throw XiaoShuai off a little bit. He wasn't able to get anything done with his Mutalisks. And yeah, here we are. So definitely a very different type of game, slowing it down quite a bit there. And ZhanHun leads 1-0. So now we're on Overwatch, another 2-player map. Not exactly sure what we're going to end up seeing here. I feel like we've seen a lot of cheese on this map. Honestly, we've just seen a lot of cheese in general. Now, it is going to be a gateway expansion from ZhanHun once again. I'm going to go ahead and scout out onto the map with that probe and figure out exactly what's going on. Looks like XiaoShuai is going for a hatchery first here. Of course, hatchery first can deal with that, that gateway expansion without too much problem. But might see ZhanHun make a few more Zealots this time. And actually pressure across the map, I guess, is what I'm trying to say here. He actually went very quickly into Nexus previously, and that can be a bit of a stylistic thing. He does go immediately behind the hatchery, so he's trying to fake a cannon rush here. XiaoShuai does send a drone down to check on that, and we'll see that probe rather quickly and see, okay, this is absolutely not a cannon rush. Let's attack this, send this out of there, and ZhanHun gets it out without taking any hull damage, but does take quite a few hits from XiaoShuai there. Looks like he's going to head down towards that third base location. Maybe try to prevent XiaoShuai from taking that too quickly or anything. It can be quite annoying to have the probe kind of lingering around. There is another base that he could take up here as the third. And I feel like I've actually seen a pretty even split between Zergs taking this base against Protoss and this base against Protoss. It seems like both do work out. I mean, just looking at the map, it feels to me like this one might be a little bit easier to defend, but yeah, I guess it's no big deal if they end up taking that one. Kind of, it's just the ramps here are a little bit smaller, right? And you don't have like this tiny bridge that you have to go over to get there, which feels like, you know, maybe there could be some sort of abuse. Either way, Zealot coming up right now, gonna just dive directly into that main base. See what ZhanHun can actually get done. Starts harassing the drones a little bit. Ooh, just pulls that back in time. It is 2 probe hits and 2 Zealot hits to kill a drone. So definitely useful to have this probe here, but it's very, very low on health. We'll see how long it can actually survive. Of course, 1 probe hit along with 2 Zealot hits will kill a Zergling, so very useful there as well. And that will help him to just 2-hit that Zergling. So already doing a pretty decent job. I mean, he got 3 Zerglings. Oh, it gets stuck on underneath a drone right there. Second Zealot has come up, and he will utilize the probe even more now. Feels like he's actually doing a pretty reasonable job with this, considering the probe has helped out quite a bit. No drone kills as of yet, but doing a decent job getting rid of some of these Zerglings, forcing a lot of Zerglings out as well. Look at this, even more Zerglings coming out for XiaoShuai now. This Zealot going to stand right in the middle of them, so he's not going to last for too long, but there are some damaged ones in here that ZhanHun can start to focus down if you micros correctly. And he does get a few. 5 Zerglings left over, 2 more popping out. And actually, look at this. 6 more Lings are being made right now, as well as Zergling speed. So that's kind of wild. In the meantime, we did have the Cybernex core going up before the Forge. We also have a shield battery on the way. Look at this. Goes down to the bridge to try to block it. I love the idea, but the Zerglings may be able to just run by at this point. No cannon has been started yet. He actually goes after the shield battery, which is not a very common play. Like, the shield battery actually has a lot of health. Look at that, 400 health. So not something that you're likely to get like a cannon, right? A cannon's 200. So maybe that was a misread and he thought it was a cannon? That's the best I can think of. But just the fact that he went after it kind of shows that he's making more units. And this is a lot of Zerglings. Like, this is a speedling all-in that we're watching right now. Now, XiaoShuai is running around the main base with these, but really the big story is here. All of these Zerglings coming up, going after that gateway, which is a smart play. Tries to get around these Zealots a little bit, gets on top of that cannon, brings the Zerglings down from the main base as well. Now, don't forget, there is a shield battery here, so if he can get back with those Zealots, he can heal them up really fantastically, but it looks like, oh, one of them will get back for that heal. Very, very well done. And the shield battery paying dividends right now. Now, will that gateway get knocked down? There's more lings on the way, so I'd say yes, over time it should end up falling. This one probe, oh my god, this probe is body blocking so much, stopping the surface area a huge amount, putting out a huge amount of damage here as well. Amazingly done. Now, oh, ZhanHun very low on that zone. I would love to see a heal on that one. And he pulls it back. No? Okay, there you go. He does get most of the heal and brings that health right back up. Still more Zerglings flooding in right now, going after that gateway. Does seem like he's going to be able to knock it down, but with 2 photon cannons and this many Zealots, not that many get by. Oh, I can't believe that one made it. But 4 Speedlings get in. That's actually pretty significant. He sends 3 Zealots up after them. Not sure if 3 is the right number. But will we see any more Zerglings made? It looks like a Hydralisk Den is the tech building of choice here for XiaoShuai. He is droning up a little bit, so make sure he can afford those Hydralisks as well. And we'll see what he gets done with the second portion of this all-in. The Lings honestly haven't done, I think, well enough. We see the Stargate is being made. There's still a good amount of probes, a good amount of Zealots out here. Yeah, there's no gateway for the time being, which is nice. But it does feel like ZhanHun is like pretty safe at the moment. To have 2 cannons up already is definitely a bonus. Now, keeping these Zerglings alive could be a big deal as well. Right? If you run these around and the Zealots kind of stay in the main base, they won't be there to help when the Hydras come. Now, that's a long time you have to keep these alive. And you have to keep enough that ZhanHun's like, yeah, let's keep all these Zealots up here. The gateway has been remade. Forge chugging away on that +1. Let's take a look down here. Okay, the first Hydra is being made right now. Another hatchery on the way. Of course, Hydralisk speed is being made, which is incredibly important to get those Hydras across the map a bit faster. Ooh, the Zerglings coming in, trying to go after some of these probes. They do force some lost mining there for a moment. In the meantime, the Corsair not actually scouting across the map, instead killing an Overlord. So an interesting choice. I see a lot of times in these aggressive games, the Protoss just make a beeline and then come back for Overlords. But he doesn't actually know that it is a Hydralisk all-in right now. Like, as far as he knows, it could just be pure drones at home for XiaoShuai. Now, another hatchery coming up. Honestly, this is not what I thought it would be. I thought he was going to go for a Hydralisk all-in, and it really doesn't look that way, right? Like, he's added 2 more hatches, so we're going up to 5 hatch. There's the lair. Yeah, he's getting Hydralisk speed, but he actually hasn't moved out with anything. So, the economy has gotten a lot better. 29 drones right now, not too bad. The Corsairs come up. They see some Hydras guarding those Overlords for the time being. There is Templar Archives coming up. So Dark Templars are going to be a possible threat coming up. Ooh, he gets a probe. And, you know, obviously you have to make sure that you have detection at all the bases. You see Hydras starting to pop out over here. He'll probably, yeah, be building an Overlord as well. You definitely do need detection all over the place. Corsairs continue to rotate, get those scoutings done, and figure out what's going on. Of course, anytime you get information like that, like you see 3 drones pop and sent down, that's very, very valuable. You can kind of tell what your opponent is doing, right? If you see Hydras popping out right now and he already has enough to defend, excuse me, against the Corsairs, then that really signals aggression. The 3 Lings somehow still alive. Looks like one will fall. Not quite. 9 kills on that Zealot, by the way. My god. More gateways coming up. Ooh. Snaps the neck of that one Zergling. Going after this probe, and he gets it. Nicely done. Oh, this is so annoying. And finally, the last Zergling dies at 9 minutes and 24 seconds. Now, a Dark Templar coming out. This is a lot of speed Zealots with +1. So that's, like, pretty deadly. We don't have a Sunken yet. Well, I guess it's almost done, so that's good. But it is not super SimCity. Like, if it were here, this would be much more unbreakable. But as is, the Zealots run in, and they will force a cancel on that hatchery immediately. Whoa, that's a lot of drones being made. might be a bit too greedy here for XiaoShuai. Let's see. The Zealots get on top of the Sunken, but a great drone drill there stops most of that. The Zealots, though, getting on top of some of these Hydras. Some good micro to pull those Hydras back. He does trap a Zealot in here as well, which will end up dying. And a great defense from XiaoShuai. Oh, no. 3, 4 drones. 5, 6. You can't fight a DT with drones, man. 7 kills. Just so painful. I was just about to say that XiaoShuai has done a great job at equalizing this game. And maybe even having a bit of an advantage. But now with this many drone kills, absolutely not. I am liking this for ZhanHun right now. Dude, that's 8 kills. Like, imagine right now, if you have over 40 drones, how much better you're feeling. And you're not chasing around a DT. You're not losing all this mining time. As is some High Templars coming out with the next group of Zealots from ZhanHun's base. Spawning pool being sniped down here, but looks like it will just barely live. The DT gonna rotate out, try to get away from those overlords. So many overlords coming down to detect. Huge amount of drones on that natural as well. And, oh my god, how did I miss that? A whole group of mutas made during this while I was watching that Dark Templar. Now, there's not that much anti-air. There's one Corsair here. He just killed one. One cannon with 2 more warping in. Like, this is... I think he can actually just dive, honestly. Like, if you target the Corsair first, go after the cannons? Well, he's just targeting right now onto the probes. So I guess that XiaoShuai disagreeing with that, or maybe not realizing how little there really was here. Now, going into the natural here, ooh, a Psystorm goes off, but he actually dodges it for a fair amount and picks off that High Templar, which is quite nice. Picks off quite a few probes, too. And look at this, 56 drones against 41 probes. Now, imagine if that DT hadn't done so much damage, how far ahead XiaoShuai would be right now. It would be insane. But he does have his main again. Not that good drone saturation here, and way oversaturated here. This is like a ludicrous amount of drones. There's like, yeah, that is a lot of workers there. That looks like a Terran or Protoss mineral line. I definitely would like to see him transfer a few more, or I guess make more up here. He's almost to 60 drones at the moment. But I think that it is time for him to switch over his production. We see that Lurker Tech is being made, which is going to be incredibly important because ZhanHun is starting to feel like a very scary army. And I love the style that he's utilizing as well. This is something that we saw a lot from Rain in ASL Season 13. And Rain was just dominating Zergs, where he would actually go for about 4 High Templars in most games. He'd have some Speed Zealots, but mostly it was a focus on Dragoons, and this gave him a very good fighting army in the mid-game, just dominating the map. It seems like ZhanHun is basically going for that style. You can see that his production tab is almost consistently on Dragoons right now. He already has that range upgrade as well. So, you know, maybe 6 months ago or something, I would have been a little bit confused about this. Like, wow, that's a lot of Dragoons. But yeah, since Rain kind of popularized that type of play, I definitely know that the army that ZhanHun is fielding right now is really, really strong. Now, he's coming over this bridge right before the Hydras get there, so the Hydra's not going to stand any chance. They have to turn around. If they had been right in front of it, ZhanHun would have had a hard time getting over that bridge. Might have had to go around even. In the meantime, these mutas come in for some snipes. Okay, they get one. And I believe... Oh, maybe they actually ended up getting 2. Yeah, they did. So that was actually pretty good, I think, considering the amount of Dragoons. Oh, no, he does have 3. Never mind. Well, just 1, and he actually has a 4th one that popped out as well. So still a very good amount of High Templars. That's really the number that we saw Rain utilize a lot with this Dragoon-heavy army. ZhanHun walking across the map. He is up in army supply quite a bit because he's down 11 workers, but up 30-something supply here. So it is a big difference as far as army advantage. And as long as he hits a couple good storms, this is going to be hard to stop. Now, this high ground could be a little bit difficult to break, but looks like he's going to attack in the other direction. 1 observer at the moment. That might be a critical target here for XiaoShuai. Let's see what he can get done. Some storms going to be coming out, no doubt. Okay, storms upon the lurkers as well as the army. That second storm, absolutely amazing right there. And another one goes down. That lurker ends up falling. ZhanHun kind of retreating back and blocking some of the units that were running out of the third base, maybe for a counterattack or to intercept some of the army that's coming out. Now, this is a huge reinforcement run coming down right now. +1 armor almost done. 8 zealots on the way. That's going to be the quickest way to reinforce your army. He's already got a fantastic amount of dragoons in here. I feel like ZhanHun has macroed up into a great position, but this Ling counterattack going to deny his third base. So that definitely slows ZhanHun down quite a bit. But his army at this point is up by like 60 supply. And that is big. Even though Zerg, you know, is mostly 1 supply and half supply units. This is a big, scary Protoss army. He's going to run in here to the Natural. Now, that is a lot of lurkers, so he wants to pull those zealots back a little bit. Storms starting to go down. Up come those observers now. The zealots flooding in, not caring at all about those lurkers. Some more Psy Storms go down. He picks off every single lurker, and enough zealots are left over. This could end up being game-ending here. Oh my god, a beautiful Psy Storm on those flanking Zerglings. Down go the lurkers as well, and with only a few sunken colonies left and whatever's making in larva, I think that's going to be game. Looks like XiaoShuai. I feel like XiaoShuai actually played a nice game after the failed Ling bust, but a little bit too strong from ZhanHun. The DT slipping into the natural, a huge moment in this game, and of course just holding that Ling attack, followed by a beautiful follow-up from ZhanHun, never really getting his third Nexus up. Starting it again, but the game basically over. GG, ZhanHun leads 2-0.